Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And now we are in Aquatic Ruin, one of my favorite water levels of this franchise, and personally, my favorite level in the game. Yeah, I know everyone usually says Chemical Plant Zone, but I don't know, this level has grown on me over the years. Chemical Plant, I don't know. I guess you could thank Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces for sort of killing the nostalgia feel that I have for Chemical Plant, and I guess it's sort of shifted to Aquatic Ruin. But as I said, this is a water level, and just like in Sonic 1 with Labyrinth Zone, if you stay underwater too long, you can drown. Unlike Chemical Plant, however, with all that purple stuff, there's going to be air bubbles aplenty. You're probably wondering, Static, why did you even bother going, did you accidentally fall? No, I'm actually genuinely showing this off, because Aquatic Ruin has got a very unique thing going for it, compared to other water levels. Going underwater is completely up to you. You can competently stay above the water the entire stage. And I think that's really great for level design. It's like if you don't want to fall in the water where you're really slow and your jump, where you just feel slower, your jump is slower, your running speed is slower, you don't have to. But I wanted to show it off because all the other playthroughs I've done of this game, I always done it above water. I will be doing Act 2 above water though, just for a bit of variety. Got Chop Chops there. It's really weird because, like, in Sonic 1, there was those fish in Green Hill that would come up and attack you from the bridges, and they made a reappearance, sort of, back in Emerald Hill Zone, but they're called Mackers, like Mackers, M-A-C-K-E-R. I don't get it. It's really weird. But, yeah, there was also Grounder earlier. Unfortunately, it's not that Grounder with the derpy personality, but, hey, it's an enemy. And I got 100,000 points, and to continue, awesome. I am set for the rest of the game. I say that, but, oh boy, the rest of the game, oof. That was a mess. Alright, now that we're in Act 2, we're gonna show off the above water section. And just for the sake of, like, not completely cheesing the rest of the game, I'm actually not going to be doing a special stage in this game. I actually did a bit of planning when it came to the special stage, as I'll get into a little bit later in the playthrough. Those flying enemies are called wisps. No, not that wisp. This one has an H in its name. They basically swarm you if they immediately catch you, and they can actually catch you off guard pretty easily, because like here, if you don't know those enemies are coming, and like at the bottom of this little drop right there's a spring where the water section ends. It is very possible, assuming you were in the water section and you got to the end of it, it's very possible that once you jump on the spring, Sonic will just immediately careen into one of the wisps, and that's really mean. Alright, now with this boss, I'm gonna actually do this legitimately. I did show off how you're supposed to do, how you could cheese it. If you jump on the totem poles, a little bit like as they're rising, you can easily just keep jumping on Robotnik, and the battle should go really quickly. If you don't do that, however, whether like you choose not to or you just miss it entirely, whenever Robotnik uses his hammer to slam on one of the totem poles, an arrow is going to shoot from said pole and travel to the other, and will essentially create a platform that you can use to reach him. And it doesn't matter where it is, even if it's at the lowest, if it's at the lowest point it could be in the battle, you can still reach Robotnik, no problem. Anyway, now that Aquatic Ruin is done, it's time for Casino Night Zone. home of a major staple to the Sonic franchise, pinballs. But more importantly, slot machines! Oh, once I get in the slot machine. Okay, so basically how it works is you jump inside the slot machine and you ring up three pictures. Depending on what kind of combination you can get an assortment of rings. If you get three ring pictures, you get 10 rings. As I just demonstrated with 3 bars, you get 20. With Tails, you get 25. With Sonic, you get 30. However, I advise you not push your luck too much because you can also get Dr. Robotnik, which will immediately decrease your ring count by, I want to say 100 or 150, one of those. However, it can also work in the opposite direction. If you manage to get the jackpot, if you manage to get, I believe it's 2 jackpots of one of the other icons, or 1 jackpot and 2 of the icons. I forget which combination. You can actually double your earnings from the usual. Like, for example, if you get the jackpot Sonic combination, you'll get 60 rings as opposed to 30. However, if you get all jackpots, you get a whopping 150 rings. Unfortunately, this could also work with Robotnik, and you can easily, and if you manage to get that, you're losing 200 rings, and that's no fun. Ugh. I apologize if I sound a little off. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I sort of forgot that happened. I don't know what I was thinking there. And I have to restart the entire zone. But that's fine. Yeah, like I said, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm kind of running on 4 hours, so I apologize if I sound a little off. But since I am essentially playing through a decent chunk of the level again without editing, this gives me a chance to explain what are we doing here exactly. Oh, by the way, if you get a bar and like 2 other things, or 2 bars and 1 other thing, you get 2 rings and then 4 rings, respectively. But anyways, what are we doing here exactly? Well, glad you asked. I'm assuming you asked. Basically, what's going on right now is Dr. Robotnik's going around Neo South Island and turning all the inhabitants into animals in order to search for the Chaos Emeralds. And unlike Sonic 1 and the Game Gear titles that I've played, the 2 Game Gear titles I've played for this game, there's actually a whopping total of 7 Chaos Emeralds in this game. Not sure where the 7th one came from, but I mean, it's here now. So now it's our job to stop Dr. Robotnik and get those Chaos Emeralds. The reason why he's doing this, by the way, is he's trying to create the ultimate weapon, I guess, in the form of what is called the Death Egg, and it's a total rip-off of the Death Star from the Star Wars. Assuming you actually get a good picture of it, I'll probably just pop it up on the screen right now so you can see. That's a unique enemy right there. That is called the Crawl. You actually can't approach it from the front, and you can't jump on it either. What you're supposed to do is you have to approach it from the backside, where its bumper is, and you have to spin dash it, or just like roll into it. Like you just get a running start and just roll. Otherwise, it's not very dangerous. As for the level itself, fantastic. I love the aesthetic. It's very fitting considering the naming convention. Casino night, everything. It totally feels like you're in Vegas, and I just adore that. And not to mention, I mentioned this in part 1. The music is utterly fantastic. I love it. Let's see, what else is there? Well, I mean, I guess we're about to enter Chaos, the Special Stage 3 to jump the gun just a little bit there. So I guess we can go into that just a little bit. Alright, now, this special stage is not too bad. This is where they start throwing the bombs that are like in a giant circle. You can see them coming a mile away, so this level isn't too bad. Unfortunately, since Tails' AI is terrible, he's just going to keep crashing into the rings. But that's okay. I'm more than capable of getting all the rings myself. I guess since the special stage is still going, is going to go for a little bit, I might as well give you a little personal history with me in this game. I mentioned during the Sonic 1 playthrough is one of the very first games I've ever played. Coincidentally, I miraculously ended up with Sonic 2 a little bit later. I actually, if you could believe me, I actually still have the original cartridge from back in the day, and I actually got it signed for by a good by someone I'm a big fan of. But yeah, I still have the original cartridge. Could just bring up a picture on screen right now. So yeah, it's what stood the test of time, because I've had this for like what. I'm 26 now, so it's like almost 20 years. Yeah. So, and it actually still works. It takes a bit of effort to get it to work, but it does still work. I did manage to get it to play on my original Sega Genesis, like about a month or two ago. Again, it takes some effort, especially considering the fact that the Genesis itself can be a little bit finicky to get to work in this day and age. But yeah, that was Chaos Emerald Stage 3. Enjoy that comfortability while you can, because after that, it's all tough. It's all fairly tough from here on out. So during my test playthrough, I got like three Eggmans in a row, and I remember being so infuriated by this, because I just wanted to show off the slot machine, and I was super paranoid that I was going to get screwed over like I did in the test playthrough, but thankfully that didn't happen. It would have really sucked for me to have to deal with that, especially since, well, you need 50 rings to enter the special stage. I'd rather not get screwed out of that, you know. Alright, now we got the boss fight of Casino Night, and this is actually kind of a tough one. I say kind of, but he's nothing awful. He is one of the harder bosses, and for what it's worth, I like to think he's harder than the next boss. So basically what the game wants you to do is to use the flippers to launch yourself into the air and to use that momentum to just keep bouncing on Robotnik. You don't want to do that, however. The flippers, it's not like they're unresponsive, but you can't always and I died there because I was trying to do it the legitimate. I was trying to fight the boss the way the game wanted me to, because I wanted to show if it was possible or not, and you could clearly see it wasn't. Alright, so like I said, the main thing you want to do is spin dash on one side up the hill, and use the momentum to jump. Make sure you jump at the right time, otherwise you're not going to go very far. And you're just going to keep doing that to hit Robotnik. Robotnik keeps dropping those bombs. Those can catch you off guard every so often, because whenever he drops it splits into two smaller bombs. And it's in the world of Sonic the Hedgehog, it doesn't matter how big or small. If a projectile hits you, you're taking damage. He also has the claw, which is another problem, because if I don't immediately launch for the flippers in time, he can catch me with those claws and I can take damage. So yeah, like I said, spin dash from one side, jump off the wall, and use that to take down Robotnik. Anyway, with that said, now that we're done Casino Night, Next time on Sonic the Hedgehog 2, we're going to be going to Hilltop and Mystic Cave Zone. So until then, I got a juice.